the hell up, everyone. I'm asking if he has any good hot takes. I'm not saying say it now. I'm just asking. I just want to know if he's coming in cocked, locked, and ready to rock, you know?
I mean, like 96% of what I say piss a lot of people off. So, like, whatever.
Oh, you fit in perfectly with us real quick, then.
That's why I'm a fan.
It's like when Ebony Maw came out and I was like, yay! And everyone's like, this is terrible. I'm like, really? I got a free Ebony Maw. Why would I be mad?
Yeah.
I hated Ebony Maw until I realized I can get it. And I was like, oh, cool.
Well, I think that was the problem. I think a lot of people were like, well, I'm not going to get Black Bolt. And I'm like, but what if you are going to get Black Bolt? Like, oh, this is great.
I said the exact same thing. I was like, I hate Black Bolt. This is bullshit. And then I got it and I was like, oh, wait a second. Black Bolt rules. Ebony Maw's going to rule.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overachievers Gaming Podcast, the MSF Insider Edition. I am your host, Vash, joined as always by Chef Crondo and Ashy Pastrami. Joining us this week is Tony Scungili. How's it going, Tony? Thanks for joining us this week. Did I pronounce your name right?
Scungili.
Okay. Close enough?
Yeah, close enough.
I almost got some Scungili yesterday.
What the hell is this? What?
Fun fact. Scungili is it's like a mollusk, it's like a conch,
I did not know that.
Snail, sea snail.
Okay.
Yeah,
just because
Italian shit.
I'm a chef doesn't mean I know the name of all. Yes, there you go. Yeah.
See, aquatic life. And how it's compared.
Anyway, thanks for joining us this week, Tony. I think I'm surprised we haven't hit you up before to come on the podcast. We were talking with Rem and X last time, and he was like, you should definitely reach out to Tony, and he's got some fun hot takes with things.
One Italian is enough, you know.
Well, it's never enough.
It's hard.
But it's fine. So, Tony, where could people find you all around the social media stuff, Twitch, blah, 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 all that fun stuff? Give us a little shout out for your socials.
So I don't self-promote a lot. I believe one thing and one thing only, that good work stands on its own merit. But if you do want me, I'm not hard to find. Just search my name in anything /Tony Scungili and you'll find me. YouTube, Twitter. If you go to the bank and say my name, I show up behind the teller. So.
I feel like I need to try this now.
Go ahead.
I'll be like, well, Tony, that was
temper your expectations.
That was a quick teleportation to Connecticut. That's great. All right, so we'll put links down below. So if you want to catch Tony live on Twitch or catch some hot takes on YouTube, we'll put that there. So, I totally realized that we talk a little bit beforehand before we get started. I totally didn't give you a rundown of what we do whatsoever. So anyway, here we're gonna try it live. Fuck it,
wow,
let's
man.
go for it. There's the first F word.
Hey, did both you guys already use your F word?
Yeah,
second one.
Naughty.
I don't.
It
care.
doesn't. I honestly, at this point, I don't care. I don't care anymore. We try to keep it family friendly as much as we possibly can, but sometimes, coronavirus gets people a little crazy.
Hey, before we had the viewership, I was a little more catered. But you know what? There's more people listening. I can do whatever I want. I'm a rock star now, baby. Let's go.
You're crushing it. Crushing it.
That's the thing, Charlie.
No, don't say that.
Dami actually opened the floodgates for being able to curse when he started smashing White Claws on his forehead. Yeah.
I can do whatever I want.
I don't know if you missed that.
I literally bled for the community.
Literally?
Quite literally. It was
yeah, I cut my finger when I did it the last time.
Was that because you were already tipsy?
So amazing.
A, yes, I was already tipsy, and B, I pinched it and when I crushed it, I was holding like this, like an actual claw.
Mm-hmm.
Have an actual
claw, and then it opened up. It's a lot. It doesn't need to be mentioned.
Fantastic. You can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our website, our Twitter is overachieversp. Our website is beingoverachiever.com, where we get this episode and every episode where we talk about all things Marvel Strike Force related, video games, sometimes other things. All that fun stuff. Anyway, that's where we do all of our socials, our guests.
Whop versus Damien Charlie. With no sports, the only thing I could bet on is who cusses first. I took the safe bet with Crondo at negative 1,600 or 16,000.
Oh, I guess I beat everybody else. So there you go. That's fun. You can watch us live, and as we record this on Sunday mornings at twitch.tv/OG podcast, where we just do we just have fun and talk Marvel Strike Force, and you can hear it live when we do it Sunday mornings. Yeah, that's what we're doing this right now. So, anyway, what's the recap of the week? I don't know. Everything. I don't know what day it is.
What day is it? Yeah, why are we worried about did it start?
What, the Blitz? I guess.
Wait, No,
Everything?
everything.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know anymore. It's impossible to know.
No, but so what we have going on, what you had should we start with the glitches in the game? That that's every day for the most part.
Wait,
guess
so
we
there's
had-
a big one that Remy talked about last night, right? I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was
I
like a
did not see
fairly
it.
big glitch. Of course, I forgot to write it down. I'm sorry.
Is it the Phoenix alt not removing buffs? Is that the glitch that he's talking about? I know that Whopper was saying that was something that happened. That's fun. I don't know if that one got resolved. I personally didn't see that yet, but I heard him talking about that. And then there's also the CM shards that Captain Marvel shards that were supposed to go to a handful that a lot of people got, even if they didn't have it. So, yeah.
Hi. Thank you, 7 star.
Thank you for the Ultimus orbs frags. It's great. So that's what Remen was discussing. Okay, awesome. So essentially, what was happening is the Phoenix ult was not removing buffs as it should. It's not a visual bug. It was still happening, and that's always fun to have those little things pop up and whatnot. So also, if you want to ask a question in the chat, this is what I meant to do earlier. If you want to ask a question in the chat, just put the Q with a colon for a question, and we'll answer them at the end for a Q&A session. So and then we had our first iteration of the chaos theory happen on Friday, which I don't know about you guys, but I wanted to just beat the whole thing and just be done with it. I was like, only the first 3? That was kind of a tease.
I like all the people that actually like powered up their Wakandan teams just for this event. And then, well, it's like really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We've
no.
I'm
I'm telling you, dude, if you go on the Facebook group, I'm not even shitting you, man. There are people that legitimately were like, man, how dare Fox Next? I leveled up my team just so I could do this, and I could only do the first 3 missions. Like, what the hell is going on with these people? Well, okay, did I not? I already said it last week that I feel like the Reddit is the community of like angry, toxic trolls, and then Facebook is kind of filled with a little bit less.
Ding dong.
Well, okay. Reddit is the angry, toxic part of the community, exactly and then Facebook is the dumb.
No, that's what I said last week.
Like that, no, I'll say
they are, man.
Like Reddit, when you're angry, like Reddit's like the bottom of the toilet bowl where like everything just kind of settles and just anger shows up. Whenever I'm having too good a day, I like to stop in on Reddit to see why I should be angry, either at Fox Next or at people. And then on the other side, it's like, well, I really want to have an idea, and then it's like, oh, it's Facebook. Hey, my favorite any Facebook group is always the same. It's like, hey, how's this team? Super overinvested. Like 380K version of a team. Is this a good team? LOL. And I always want to reply like, nope, dog shit, waste of time. Every time.
No, I was over here.
Pause.
I was over here.
I was answering Neo Venom. He was talking shit about beards.
Oh man, we all did the same exact thing at the same time.
We never. Your boy's mustache gang. You know what I mean?
3 bad
mustache
beards.
Gang?
Did we get the disclaimer? Not a family. I actually, Charlie, we do need to put the mature filter on the stream.
Is it not on at the moment?
I didn't see it when I came on because we do curse. Yeah. We should have a mature filter on.
I would argue that cursing is a sign of immaturity, and therefore that is not necessary.
Very true.
Well, then we're all early,
shots fired.
That's going great.
Shots fired.
Are starting early.
Yeah. So, and also continuing on with what's going on this week, we have the Corvus Glaive Blitz, which is going on right now with some fucking insane numbers for the predictions. The 78 million is the top prediction and whatnot. So I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm pushing hard for the Corvus Glaive Blitz. I'm at 36 million at the moment. I'm actually Whopper Jaw helped me out with some new strategies for Blitz, which I'm actually has turned out okay, because last time the hardest I've ever pushed was 34.5 for SIF, but I'm not. I still have a few more hours left to go. Going off of some stuff that you had talked about, Tony. So I want to talk to you about like what are your hot takes for blitzing and strategy, because when I was talking with Whopper about it before, he said that like the idea before the Red Star rework that you were trying to come up with was, to blitz 3 times a day essentially gets you in the top 2,000 or something along those lines.
Oh no, that's been for months. I would even argue since like 1500. I got a lot of heat for that. I came out with a video with Mobile Gamer talking about how I blitzed like an hour a day total, and reach top 1500 every day. And then they're like, you can't do that. That's too much time. And then now my Thursday stream is me blitzing an entire 25 team rotation in like 40 minutes. Like, no, if you can't blitz that short, you're bad at the game. Like, don't put that on me. But the idea is spending the most time with the teams that get you the most points. So you separate your teams based on where they can win. My specific idea is that like S tier teams win an 8-3, and that's it. There's no such thing as like an S tier team. Like, you can't be told what an S tier team is. Your team wins an 8-3 or it doesn't. So if your team wins an 8-3, it's S tier. Doesn't matter how many you have, just that's it. Every other team that wins an 8, 8-0, 8-1, 8-2, because they're all basically the same fight. Like, there's no difference between 8-2 and 8-0. You're going to win in 1. 8-3 is where it gets nightmare. Those are 8 teams, and that's it. Once you know that those two styles of teams, you just take the fights you can win. So for me, I have like 20 total teams. 10 of them win an 8-3 all the time, like every time. And then the other 10 just don't get lucky. So my rotation is all the teams in 8-3 that can be, and then 5 to 10 of the teams that win an 8-0 as I like intentionally lose with garbage, like Ravagers or whatever, and push my way up. And the idea is that if you blitz 3 times, so the idea is it's 3 for 3. So if you blitz 3 times a day, you should be able to get 3 times your TCP. And that's kind of how I built my system. So my TCP is like 6.2, 6.3 million. So blitzing 3 times a day, I get about 18 million points, which is usually good enough for top.
I guess like the newer champions are the ones that are only really above 20, like, Red Skull or Corvus and things like that. Yeah.
Well, and that's like the newer champions because of how everyone's staying at home. Like, before, there would never been over 14 million for a top 2000 ever. So if you were at 5 million, you could easily blitz 3 times a day and hit it. Now that like the push came up, it's a little bit different. I know I don't particularly care about this blitz. I care more about the next one, so I took this one off. But because I don't need a 4-star Corvus Glaive.
You're not pushing for Black Order?
Oh, I don't need a 4-star.
You just don't think he's relevant enough to need a 4-star?
4-star specifically, I don't need. Yeah, Proxima, yes.
Got it.
Corvus, not so much. Just based on what the kits look like. Corvus Glaive is like the Karnak of the team.
That's true. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
sure.
And he's not actually Karnak. Like, Karnak sucks, but he's like the Karnak of the team. Yeah. In that what he does specifically is not as important as everyone else.
My thinking is that team. And
obviously
they're gonna I feel like they're doing a sequence of events, right, where they're gonna roll out. Okay, so they originally came out with Crystal and Karnak and all them, and it's like you need the Asgardians to get the Inhuman team, right? Or to get Black Bolt. Now you're going to need Black Bolt and the Inhumans to get Ebony Maw. And I'm thinking the next one is going to be you need the Black Order at this with Ebony Maw at this to get whoever the next
to get Black Knight. Black Knight.
Sure. So
to my knowledge.
That's my thought process. But only because
you're probably
because they've been going in a pattern, and I just feel like that's their. I don't know. I mean,
it feels like that's now their thing that they're going to be doing, or trying to
using legendaries to unlock legendaries.
Yeah, why not? So next, then they're going to have like some, Galactus requires all legendaries at 7-star. And 7-star unlocked. And be good to go. Right. Somebody in the chat asked, I think it's Winter, asked about how do you utilize Blitz Charges? I'm guessing you're just doing the same thing. You're trying to use all your Blitz Charges at 8-3 with your S tier teams that can win, so you can get the most amount of points.
Depends on your roster, but in general, so like day 1 opening Blitz, I spend all the charges that I should get back. Right, so I start my day. 500 charges on a blitz I care about. And then you get 370 on the letdown. You get 100 for the daily and then 270 for medic supply run if you're in the Western Hemisphere. So I spend 375 charges on the strongest teams, which is usually the top 5 powered teams in your roster. And I use them 3 times each. So that's 375 charges. I claim my stuff back. The next day starts. I'm at cap again. I'm at 495 or whatever. I have another 100 in the bank, and then I spend like 225 to 300 charges a day whatever works, as long as it's the strongest teams that works.
Yeah, I think I started doing that same thing. Although I screwed up this blitz at the beginning and didn't start at the bottom of my roster. I just started at the bottom of my blitz roster, which for me is my supernatural team. I just kind of ran through the entirety of it. But I think going on the next one, I guess on the Red Star Rampage on Sunday later tonight, I will.
Man, you got the blitz brain real bad, bro.
Bro, it's bad. Like it's so bad that like I'm just so used to like using characters in Blitz, and I totally screwed up in War yesterday, where I was just like, oh, okay, turn one, let's just do Human Torch offense up because I need his offense up to help with Namor's ult, and then Whopper's like the ult that the offense up that he gets for 2 turns in War. I'm like, yeah, that whole thing, and I used it on a Loki summon which had evade on it. It was great. So Blitz brain is definitely a thing. Don't recommend it for blitzing for tons of time during the day. And also, like, I haven't been sleeping at night just because of anxiety with everything. Like, I just turned down my job.
Did you really?
So, which may or may not. I did. I officially said no yesterday. Yeah, I said no to FBI yesterday. So, so now that's like gotten me even more like anxious about like what's the future of where, how I'm going to make money and make, have a living and whatnot. So I'm sure once I get the next job that rolls around, I'll be fine. But for now, it's going to be fun employment for the foreseeable future in Twitch streaming. So can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So
my whole take is I feel like Blitz is irrelevant if you're under 5 million TCP for new character shards unlocked.
You could do it. It's just that it's gonna definitely. Well, I would say anybody under 4 definitely would be a stretch, but.
I'm at 4.1.
You'd have to blitz like non-stop and not lose very much.
Man, I think it's garbage to put out character shard unlocks or character shards for a new character.
You see what happened? You start talking trash about Fox next, and they're attacking your internet.
Am I here? Hello.
Yeah, you're here.
They can't put a patch out. You think they have the ability to attack your internet?
You guys hear me? Am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay. I think that it's bullshit. A character being unlocked through a note or an avenue, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that is not favorable to people with lower TCPs.
I don't. So I don't agree, but I don't agree with the way you said it. But I agree with your idea. Like unlocking a character is like you get a free character. You blitz for a character, you get him for free. Because all you have to do is get the milestones twice, right? Like you're going to get a 45 shard unlock, or you're going to get maybe 100 shard unlock. If I don't think it's that easy. I think you have to get top 1 to 2% once to get 100 shard unlock. But the 45 shard unlocks, like you're going to get them just hitting the milestones. Like between those two, and then the extra 5 credits or shards you get for being like bottom 50% or whatever. You'll unlock the character. The problem is unlocking a character impactful to anybody. Like right now, I have a free-to-play account, and if I get Corvus Glaive, like what? Cool. What garbage blitz team is he going on until of like 9 months from this point when they're farmable and I can start working on Thanos? Like it doesn't matter. So I think that becomes an issue. I also, like, when it comes to Blitz rewards, I think they're hilariously terrible. Like, if you come in first place back-to-back Blitz rewards, you don't get a 7-star character. Like, you just don't get it. If you come in, the difference between coming in top 2,000 and top 100 in both Blitzes is an extra 50 character shards and doesn't bridge the gap between 4 and 5.
That's also a very valid point. And the amount of time, if you're actually grinding enough to get in that top percentile, that's a lot of time used. Like that's not even
that's
just counting blitz spotting. If you're actually putting in the work to get to up to there, which I think is that even possible really to get to the top 1 to get to number 1?
Yeah, you could. You just literally you would literally have to like have a cycle, like, and you would need to just religiously do that and probably spend on some blitz charges. But I mean, I know someone that has gotten the top spot before. I mean, this was granted, it was like a while back on like a useless blitz, but he just like, which Tony, it's WikiWolf, but he like, he
Wiki on Kingpin.
But I mean,
the second
he's
you
an
said
example
that,
of somebody to me that, like, you know, he puts the work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a plan, and he really that was his thing. Is he's like, I just want to be number one on this one, and he did. But it was like, man, the guy just like wasn't sleeping. You know, like literally, yeah.
He did not sleep. No, he did not sleep.
Wiki's like to me is kind of like a niche case, because, you know, he's a beast, but that is the, you know, the proof that it can be done, you know. But not 70 mil. Sure. I don't know about that. That's a little ridiculous, but
that's insane. I mean, I'm at 36, and I've been waking up at night every 4 hours to Blitz, because I've been waking up anyway because I can't sleep, and like I've been sleepwalking. Like that's how like anxious I've been, just because of everything going on. So it's like I'm just like, while I'm up, I'm like, fuck it, I'll do a Blitz rotation, and then I'll go back to sleep, and then I'll wake up another 3 hours later, and like, okay, cool, all my cooldowns are done, and then I can just continue on with it. So like even at like when I'm at 6.2 million TCP, so I'm trying to hit that, like, you know, I'm roughly around 1.2 to 1.5 million rotation, doing that 10 times a day. Yeah. You know, 15 million a day. So I'm right around on. Actually, I should be higher, but I didn't really do much yesterday. So, but it's. Oh, actually, by the end of tonight, I should be hitting. My goal was 40, just because I was like, you know what, I'm pushing for Black Order, even though he, you know, Corvus is the Karnak or the Wolverine of the group. You know, he is the.
He's just the fifth most.
He's a Blitz available character.
Yeah, might as well. It's like, and he's not going to come back around anytime soon. And I refuse to buy the new shards, with the exception of like if I pull a 4 or 5 red star character, I'll buy one offer, because then it's like, okay, cool, and they're actually usable at 4 red stars. So hopefully we'll see between this and the next Blitz if I'll be able to get him to 4 yellow stars. I should be able to. We'll see. I think I'm at
so real quick before we move on. I just wanted to say that, and I've been on this rant about how I think it's stupid that FoxNext copy pasted this from Contest of Champions. But in Contest, when you do the push and you get into the higher tiers, you don't just get shards for a champion. You get the champion. You know what I'm saying? So like inherently, that's the flaw in copy pasting that system into this game, because you're only getting at max a 4-star version out of it, and then a 5-star if you push in the second one. So it's not really like a foolproof system. Whereas like if I sink the time in Contest of Champions and I get him out of both arenas, which is fully possible, and well, if you're, you know, a veteran, you have like a fully completed character. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got his signature ability awoken, and because that's what happens when you get a duplicate of that champion. And it just kind of that's at the root of it. That's like why it's such a scummy, I don't know, it's not like a great system at all, in my opinion.
You're right. You're 100% right. But I will give, and this is going to come as a shock, I will give FoxNext a little bit of credit where credit's due. Compared to some of the other games, a character that isn't 7-star is still viable. Like Yo-Yo, people ask all the time, like, hey, I only have a 2 or 3-star Yo-Yo. Should I invest in her? I'm like, yep.
Did you play Star Wars?
Yep, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yo-Yo,
so that's
Yo-Yo
you know,
kid.
then that game was like you either have 6 or 7 stars of a unit, or they're pretty much useless.
Yeah, I need to start.
It's the same for
Yo-Yo.
this new game, Disney Sorcerer's Arena. I'm doing content for that, and I have to explain to people who are new to all these games, like, it's not about who you can unlock, it's about who you can finish. Because if they're not 7-star, then yeah, you might win as you're leveling, but the second you hit level cap, every character you have that isn't complete is just going to be 50% weaker than any character that is 7-star. So like, it's unfortunate, and people don't believe that in the first couple of weeks of a game as it goes global live. They're like, wait, why would that? No, I'm winning right now. Like, yeah, okay, wait. Like 3 months down the road, there's going to be a problem, and it's going to persistently be a problem.
Yeah. And Tony, you used to work in the mobile gaming industry too, right? So like you kind of have an insight on like how that typically plays out a little bit. I don't know if you want to talk about that at all, or if you.
I'll bring it up. So you put
a little bit. You can say
no.
That's not a problem.
No, I worked for a couple companies. One of them may be noticeable from China.
You don't have to name names.
And I had a couple. Yeah, I'm not naming any names on companies, but I worked in a couple of mobile games. I worked as a game developer for a while, but more importantly, I worked as what we call like a game influencer, which is a really fancy way of saying a pace car.
Okay.
And my job was to make sure that the people who spent money felt like they needed to spend more money. Yeah, like it's a shitty thing to do. I'm not gonna lie, but like I did it and it exists. So like when I see stuff happen, I'm like, oh, that's a pace car. How do you know? Well, like they don't talk anywhere, they don't do anything, and occasionally they never show up in first place, but they're always in fourth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a name you see and you're like, wait a minute. And then you can always think about like how Nightly Gaming had an infinite supply of energy, and some other people who I'm not going to necessarily mention. Like you can always tell the difference between a whale and a pace car based on the number of current resources they have. There's no whale that's stockpiling. They're just like, oh, I need something, go buy it.
Yeah. I just wanted, briefly touch on that just because, I know that you kind of have that perspective. So it's just interesting to see, that's still a thing happening within, every game, not just this game, but every game that's out there that's kind of doing this. So it's just, it's wild to see. I mean, that's kind of why, even though I'm pushing hard in Blitz and whatnot, I've kind of tempered expectations a bit, and I've actually been playing other games quite a lot more. And I'm actually, we've said this quite a bit in the past, that I'm actually looking forward to Future Revolution whenever that comes out from Netmarble. So I will definitely be playing that, and then probably not focusing much on MSF. I'll still play it, but not focusing on it as much as possible. And I've just been pushing really far in Black Desert Mobile, and I know I've talked about that a ton just because that's kind of maybe the style that Future Revolution is going to go, kind of like that action MMO thing. So we'll see if that actually continues and is actually what they do when that game comes out, whenever that comes out. I have no idea. We have no idea for a release date. We haven't seen any footage. We've just seen a trailer and a bunch of pretty pictures online. And, that's enough to get me interested, but we'll have to see firsthand how pay to win that is. So I'm sure it'll be plenty.
It'll be very pay to win, but it won't matter.
Yeah, exactly, and that'll be the aspect of it. Like I have not spent a cent in Black Desert, and I've been watching all the forums and or actually more or less just the Reddit, their subreddit for Black Desert Mobile, and just seeing people complain about stuff like this. And it's very refreshing for me. Just be like, I'm not spending any money. Like I see where you could go to spend money, but like I'm watching a lot of the top tier alliances, or they call them guilds in that game, just like phase out because people are getting burnt out. I'm like, like for that, like I'm like 20% lower than a lot of like the top tier, and I haven't spent any money. Like I'm slowly grinding away. New characters coming out in 2 weeks. I'm gonna level it up. I'm gonna have fun with it. Arena's fun. They have the different things. People are like, it's all pay to win. You know what? It's fine. I'm enjoying it. It's a good time, and that's really what it comes down to. Remember when gaming used to be fun because we played it because it was fun? Wait a minute.
What is this concept that you're throwing at me?
I mean,
gaming being fun. Did you play BDO proper?
Yes. Oh, so I played it for PC and also for console. When it came out for console, I played as Sorceress / Raven when that came out.
Bit. I had fun with it. I just MMOs aren't for me anymore.
I got trapped in there. I got trapped in there for like 6 months of me just running pirates. As a
that game has so much to it because like I came from the Dark Age of Camelot, EverQuest, World of Warcraft Classic before it was called Classic back in the day, and I played Dark Age of Camelot for I think 7 years, like on a free for all PvP server, and that's what I like loved doing that shit.
I'm in New York because Charlie and I both played Guild Wars.
Really?
Worked on the movie.
Yeah,
together.
I played Guild Wars 2 for years.
No, shirt. He's wearing a Guild Wars 2 shirt, and I was like, "Hey, I'd play that game." I was like a little PA. I was like taking trash out. And I was like, "That's a cool shirt. Let's talk about it."
Shit.
And then boom, here we are.
Yeah, so I still play Guild Wars 2, but like I'll log in like once a month because that game's
really.
You play. Yeah, I mean that's just whatever. They have new things, new events that go all the time. You spend $30 on an expansion pack. There's no monthly fee for it. And then it's just like, you just log in whenever. If you don't want to pay for the expansion, you don't have to. It's like, okay, cool. I'll hop in and see what's new. I have no idea. They added gliders to the game, which is cool. So you can hop off the mountains and glide around. I don't know. It's fun.
Interesting. Good for them.
I don't know. It's. I mean, they make all their money through like kind of like how they have for Fortnite. It's all customizable skins and everything like that. It doesn't offer anything new to the game, but if you want to customize your character to have an outfit or something like that, you can spend 1,000 gems. But the thing that I like about that game is you can exchange. So say you want to like farm for they do a currency. Yeah, exactly. They do a currency exchange. You could farm gold and exchange it for gems, even though it's like a really high price. But if you want to do that, you can. What a concept!
Yeah.
But granted, it's still it's not a mobile
currency
game. Currency
exchange, I think, would be very interesting in our imagine like your cajillion green mats making blue mats and blue mats making purple mats making gold mats. Like that would just be.
They'll never do it because it's not a money
Are
maker.
you talking about
But
an
it's a
MSF?
quality of life thing that would be.
What would you
that would be
convert the
amazing.
credits
Yeah.
for? Like what do you
Green.
I would make 1,000
Yeah,
punch
green.
up.
Oh, are we
Put
talking like
1,000
ability
max go
mats?
into blue. 1,000 blue.
Yeah,
or anything, yeah.
Because I'm sitting here thinking like,
What else?
what currency do you guys have like a massive surplus of? Oh, and then I just forgot that. Yeah, I have like 10 million purple and green and blues. Yeah, but I mean,
Oh, I can't even see the number of green I have anymore. It's just off the screen now.
Yeah.
I know some people who like actually when they level up characters, they don't hit the level thing. They just press the green ability match and just let it go for like 15 minutes until they level up. I don't know why you would ever do that, but I guess some people like to start with the green.
What are you saving them
Use
for?
them. Yeah, I don't know. It's hilarious, but
Day,
so
man.
that's all the stuff for the. Yeah, that's all the stuff that's the recap of the week.
It's weekly.
But then we have what else? Anything I'm missing that happened this week? I think that's pretty much it, right? There was another blitz. What was the blitz on Monday? I don't remember.
Oh, it was
I have no idea
yeah.
But they did
the Red Star
special
Blitz this week was the shit.
Those were great.
I thought that was
that was awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for the extra.
No.
It was I think the top reward was 5,000 for the reward, but then also just the milestones was like.
But hold on,
great. Yeah. I had a thought, and a lot of people were complaining about how they reverted the Flash event with the Wakandans, how there weren't like actual red stars in there, even though BP was kind of talking about them in the actual context of the event.
Yeah,
I think that I think they rolled out that Red Star Blitz this week to balance out the fact that they knew they were going to remove the credits from this Flash event and people were going to be in uproar about it. And they were probably doing it in good faith or not. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but like, I don't know. Cause I mean, it just seemed odd that they randomly switch these Blitz cycles and like they gave us these like pretty, personally, I liked them because like, collecting all the milestones, like that was decent amount of currency for gold credits. I mean the blue one, whatever, I don't care. I still did it, but it was like I don't know. I liked them. Something different.
I personally think it would be great if that was the norm. Like if that was like orange, purple with the milestone blitz, or I'm sorry, Red Star Rampage on Tuesday, and then blue, or I don't remember which one. I think it was blue on Wednesday with Red Star.
Yeah, that was the last one before Corvus started.
I think that's how it should be. Like, orange is on Monday with the 1 hour timers. I'm okay with the 1 hour timers in that aspect because you could do it quickly and just be done. You sit at like, you do your milestones, you hit whatever they consider to be the top tier, and then you just chill it. You don't have to worry about it. And I don't know. I thought it was a great change of pace for the most part. And I thought the rewards were pretty decent, and I was happy with it. So I didn't feel like I needed to push hard with it. I was like, okay, great. Another blitz to deal with and 1 hour timers. Oh my God. Now it's like, oh, I can actually do this and not worry about it. So you can sit at like 2 million, be fine. So
yeah,
surprising.
I like those for endgame players. Like obviously the blue one, whatever. But I like those for us because that's stuff that we can use at all times. But for new players, I still do like, or newer. I don't say new, but like for newer players, I still do like the idea of them having access to characters that otherwise they wouldn't be able to farm. I know on my free to play account, was there not a Drax Blitz, I might have had a very different experience going in, So like that extra 85 Drax shards I was able to get because I was in the new player Blitz tier was like huge for me.
What if they do something along the line? This is totally spitballing, but what if they have like that new character Blitz? I'm sorry, if they have the old character Blitz with the additional, orange gear.
So you have like a
1 day Blitz. So it's like wouldn't be.
I mean,
they could do both. There's no reason. And you choose one.
Well,
that's it. Whichever one you log into, you can't go into the other one.
So if you want like the Drax for the new player, you could do it, or you can do the orange gear shards, or whatever. Or the Drax is persistent through 3 days, and then every other day it's the orange, then purple, then blue / Red Star Rampage. I think that's a great idea. So will they ever implement it?
Well, probably. I mean, hey, that's kind of how it is in contest. I mean, there's multiple arenas running at one time. You can do a T1 Alpha Blitz, you can do, or arena, you could see, I just called it the wrong name because it's the same damn thing. But they have like a T1 Alpha thing, which is like a rank up material. They have the featured 5-star champion, they have the 4-star featured champion, they have a 4-star old school champion, 3-star and 2-star. So it's like you have all these different choices you can do. And I once you said that, I was like, actually, that's like, fuck, that's kind of genius in a sense. They really should do that. But
yeah, I mean,
well, it's about scarcity. Like they don't need, like we're at the point in the game where the rising tide has to raise all ships. Like players it shouldn't take a player 3 months to get to end game if they just started playing anymore. Like they need to catch up, you know, like, so the early game stuff, whenever they rework stuff, like they just did a rework. Another thing that you might not have mentioned was how they're not rolling back the ability challenge.
Yes.
But they did, however, make it useless. So they said, like, hey, we're not going to roll back those who did it, but we're going to make all the rewards of any relevance available in Gear 10, which it doesn't hurt. Like now more people are getting more rewards, which is great, but it also sufficiently devalues what you even did to get to 12 in the first place. That said,
right,
why not go backwards? Like, why not look at the amount of items you get in the beginning tiers of challenge and just double or triple them? Because at this point, like, I have 1 trillion green and blue ability materials. I have roughly an infinite supply of green gear tier and a nigh infinite supply of blue gear pieces. So, like, I have 100 blue gear raid orbs that I have nothing to do with. Because if I open them, it means that the next time they do one of those silly orb avalanches, I won't get the points for it. So, like, I can't open those. They have no value for me, except they sit there and show a very high number. So, like, just allow that to work itself out. Like, give players more stuff early because you already aren't using the materials. Doesn't matter. No one's going to stick at challenge 1 because of max efficiency. As long as they progress a little bit more, it'll help newer players. It'll help people who aren't at the end game. They'll reach the end game faster, and it will keep the game live.
Yeah,
true.
One can hope that they'll actually wake up and do something in the future about it. Who knows? But I don't know. I know they're trying to push forward with a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't know at what point does the Scopely step in and start to push things forward. Maybe they already have. I don't know. I mean, I could probably see that with where they're going with a bunch of changes and whatnot. But like, what have they? Is it at the end of this fiscal year? Is it like at the end of this quarter? Because they only took over at the end of 2019, right? If I remember correctly. Or like Q3 or Q4, I can't remember off the top of my head
I'm very curious to see. Like, I'm sure. Were they?
Scopely took over at the end of quarter.
Did we know when they were going to start? Like, we say they took over into quarter 1, but does that mean they're actually doing things now? Is FoxNext done?
We don't know.
Other way around. Scopely didn't buy FoxNext because they planned on changing FoxNext. Scopely bought FoxNext because they planned on having FoxNext business model applied backwards to all of Scopely's process.
Interesting.
Oh, very interesting. So it'll still be FoxNext doing stuff, or
FoxNext own the other exactly now. FoxNext influence will so FoxNext owns a couple of specific algorithms for loot boxes, and as a result of that, you can't manipulate it. It's a bit, more or less, it's an algorithm that says, because you can't lower, you have to like advertise what the RNG is, and like that's it. It doesn't mean anything because no one knows how numbers work. So you can say like it's a 1% chance. Like that doesn't mean 1 out of 100, but whatever. So like they have a way that artificially raises based on certain qualifications on spending and stuff like that. So a new spender has higher chances of pulling something than a consistent spender. And that's their algorithm, not mine. I'm not making this up. But they own this algorithm. So Scopely bought FoxNext and as a result got that algorithm. So they're trying to look at how they could go back to their other games like Looney Tunes and Star Trek and apply those metrics backwards. So the guy who's in charge of FoxNext, the Amir, I forgot his last name, he was named the head of games at Scopely. Like, you don't get bought out and
that's crazy. That's actually crazy.
those two things don't happen. So and his second Bender, the piece of shit, he's in charge of something else too.
It's cool, man. I don't like John Durr. I think they're a bunch of fucking clowns over there at FoxNext.
You know, at the end of the day, I think
hey, this isn't a personal shot on him, okay? It's just...
so you should say I should cancel the interview.
Oh no, this is the personal shot fired
at
Jason
fair enough.
Bender. I don't like the guy.
So you're saying I should cancel the interview with Jason Durr? Okay, cool. I'll email him back.
That wasn't on
I'm
the schedule.
joking. I'm joking.
I was going to say, that was not on the schedule.
That's not on the schedule, no. Yeah, that's wild, man. It's just like I thought it was going to be like Fox Next or applying Scopely practices, not the other way around. I had no idea. That's wild to hear. So I mean, it makes sense because they're probably with the way they're just generating revenue and whatnot too. It's just like that's the whole. It's not just the IP in the game that they're like saying, oh, we're interested in this. Like I totally forgot about things happening like. Behind the scenes too about algorithms and like how they're doing stuff and practices and business models and that sort of stuff. So interesting. So what's coming up that you guys are looking forward to?
I didn't know that real-time PvP was going to be like comp modes in like
shit. I totally forgot, not to cut you off, but how's Black Bolt treating you, Dom? You totally forgot about Black Bolt event happened.
It's great. It's all kind of Black Bolt.
Forgot about it. I have Blitz Brain, bro. This is why I shouldn't host and Blitz at the same time.
He's at 70, level 70, G11, about to be G12, and then he'll be 13 easily. 50K on my arena team has done wonders there. Really fun. Glad I have him. I mean, it's funny because now I was excited to have him, but now everyone else has him in my arena shard too. So it's
like, welcome to that. That's
right.
fun.
But it's fine.
Funny.
But,
he is not all over my arena shard, and it kind of blows my mind.
Oh, all of my arena
shard. It kind of blows my mind.
Every single person. Yeah.
What?
You talking about me?
What's on your arena shard,
dude? It's so weird. So like,
yeah. If you don't have to deal with the yo-yo Black Bolt nightmare,
I'll tell you right now.
What are you dealing with?
I'm not even playing. I'm full transparency. I'm not in the top 100 of mine. I'm in rank 162 right now, and I'm in a day 2 thing with like a shitload of people from Pants of Hulk and all those alliances.
Are you in my arena shard? Because I'm in a day 1 arena shard with who's top of your arena? Is
Can
it
you even
like
see? Can you see what's top of your arena?
Yeah, hit ranking.
You can always see the top
ranking. You can see the top 100.
Let's see here. The person on top of mine is Gekka, Nolt, and Justicles, and Drajek.
No. Okay, we're not in the same. Somehow we're not in the same.
I want to get back to the.
Well, you want to get back?
No.
Okay. Day 1 and day 2 are different. So I'm looking at right here. You got Captain Marvel, Ultron, Star-Lord, Phoenix, Magneto. This one's Falcon, Ultron, Psylocke, Colossus, and Phoenix. Yeah, dude. Like.
Cyclops. That, man.
What is this?
Psylocke,
give me your
Ultron,
arena shard, please.
Phoenix, Colossus.
So before I do want to get back to real-time PvP, but before I do, I want to ask: is my next move to take out Ultron and put in Yo-Yo so that I'll have my overpowered Phoenix and CM, and then Colossus, Black Bolt?
I would not. I would take out Colossus and put in Yo-Yo because Yo-Yo is protector.
Yo-Yo's the protector and Colossus is the protector.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, it's technically the team you probably want to use, assuming you had access to everything at all power, is Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Phoenix, on defense anyway. Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Phoenix, also Sinister, not for any other reason than throwing.
I have him, but you
can throw him in the garbage. And still Ultron, because he's countered by Black Bolt, but like you still have to kill Ultron. Yeah. Like it's still an option, and those offense ups and everything are still fine. Like like Black Bolt countered him going into arena, but no, I'm sorry, Shuri and Invisible Woman. No, Shuri if you're using Yo-Yo, because a really strong Shuri just constantly puts defense up on everybody and
just try this out.
Not doing anything. Your Black Bolt's
defense up plus offense down with Yo-Yo is real hard.
So you're saying I could do a team with Shuri, Yo-Yo, Black Bolt, Ultron, and who was the last person?
Phoenix.
I've used Sinister. I've used I don't use CM anymore. I took CM off because like I counter CM by adding Shuri to my team. So my team on offense, just to let you know, is Phoenix, Ultron, blank, Black Bolt, Sinister. That's my offense team. I do not lose a fight if I go in. Maybe sometimes I'm an asshole and I click on it, but like that's the team. The middle slot is if CM is present, use Shuri. If CM is not present, IW to counter the Phoenix.
Okay.
That's it. Like that's the line exactly. And then once IW flips, I click auto and then I go get a sandwich and I come back and they're dead. I don't know why or how. Sinister cloned another Phoenix. And then you look at the end of the fight and there's 4 Phoenixes. You're like, I don't even know how this happened.
The reason I still use CM is my CM is at 6 red stars, so she hits pretty hard.
Yeah.
When I was doing low key CM for a bit, and I auto killed someone on turn 1, which was always a fun deal. But yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting. I haven't tried that. Mine is I'm trying to remember.
Who told me
what
that?
mine
Is that Whopper? I think Whopper told me that. Yeah, I had Colossus, Phoenix, CM, Loki, Ultron. In turn 1, I would mind control someone. They would get down just a little bit, and then it doesn't matter who this was. This was always turn 1. I'd always kill one person starting out the gate because that Loki's first, and then CM next. Boom, dead. They were dead.
Yeah.
So I went straight to G13 with mine. I'm loving it. I got all 4. Yeah, I got Black Bolt, G13, all T4s. Yeah, and he's level 72 right now. I just ran out of money, and I have like 20 gold orbs to open, but I just haven't opened my gold orbs because I'm a donkey. So,
please, just a reminder. I'm going to answer this for anyone in who's watching in stream too. If you ever have the opportunity to buy more red stars on Black Bolt, do 100%.
That's
every time.
I'm waiting for
every time.
my 5-star. I could buy a 5-star right now. I'm just waiting for it to come up in the store.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I took him to.
I had 4 red star on him, so
yeah, I took him to 6 red star with the promotional credits. That's who I was waiting on when that came through. So I was just waiting for more gold red stars for him. But yeah, he's my highest level character, like 111k. So he is very nice.
Oh, Whopper said again.
I have an 88k, and he's still.
Whopper said again. Even if I told you that, yet another move I learned from Tony 8 months ago. That's funny.
Oh, the CM Loki combo. Yeah, that was my favorite.
That's actually hilarious.
CM Loki was my favorite combo.
I said thank you to Whopper, but I guess thank you, Tony.
No, I give them my information is freely given, bro.
So going back before I started to cut you off. So what's going on?
So I didn't know that real time PvP was going to be acting like a ranked competitive mode from like a MOBA where you're picking and banning, and I think that is awesome. I think that's awesome. I'm really into that idea. I think that levels a playing field on TCP. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really interested in that, and I like playing. I play Heroes of the Storm, which is like a casual MOBA. It's not like League or anything.
Same.
But in ranked versions, your teams are picking and banning, and I think that adds a very fun and like atmosphere to a game. And I did not know that was going to be the case for the real time PvP in MSF. I think that's awesome. I'm really excited to give that a shot.
Yeah, it definitely adds an element of strategy and expertise because you really need to know your characters, what does what handles things. So it's like, depending if you like that or not, like if you are just playing this game just because you like the animations, the Marvel IP, whatever, you don't really care about the like what characters do or whatever, you're going to have a bad time. But if you're like us, which I assume like we all kind of like have a pretty good knowledge of the game, what everyone does and how this stuff. I know I think that's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to like having some streams of like competitive like brackets in arena or in this real time PvP aspect. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I look forward to gambling. We're having
more than you do.
We need to have like a content creator tournament, like a for real no lie tournament bracket series.
Great! I can't wait to be the last place.
There could be 2 different brackets, dog. There could be like this rank.
I'm easily
goes in here, lowest. And like we can have like the Kraken tournament series, and we can have the.
Yeah, you clearly can't put a 7 million TCP against the 4 and expect any major changes. Like it's because I'll just look at your 4 power, like who you guys have invested in, but ban that one.
Yeah.
But which are your 5 highest invested characters? You can't use those. Doesn't matter if they're good.
I'm kind of
use
like,
your 30k Sinister.
I have mixed feelings about it, only because I know they ripped this. It's straight ripped from Summoner's War. But the reason that it works in Summoner's War is because there's like 1,600 different units to choose from. Okay, you don't have that many units in Marvel Strike Force, so it's like there's gonna be some kind of meta in terms of like, okay, this is the best team, and if you ban this guy, then he's gonna pick this, and I'm gonna pick this to counter that, yada yada. And I mean, it's just a limit. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a pessimist. I just don't think it's going to be that great of a game mode. I mean, I think that it's going to flop big time, and I think people are going to. I think a certain number of people are going to really like it, but even more people are going to be turned off from it because they stand 0 chance to be competitive in it at all.
Yeah, I would hope that they do like a 2 bracket
It's
kind
dick
of thing. Where
swinging
it's like
your
one's
red stars. Not to cut you off, but
yeah, well, it's just like I hope that they have like 2 versions of it when they actually get out of whatever this mode. They have a currency one. One is ranked, where it's like you have your entire roster is what you could use for ranked, and then they have like a normal where like everything's a baseline, like 7 red stars, 7 yellow stars, 4 red stars, T13 across the board with all characters, and everybody just chooses and goes.
Oh, like a sandbox mode
something
too.
like that.
Oh my god, that would be the best thing they've ever done, including making this game in the first place. That would be better than that. Like if they gave players a sandbox mode where they could try out teams at a baseline investment against other teams. Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be the absolute best. My concern, someone in the chat was like, hey, do you guys think they'll have good rewards for PvP? No, they don't have good rewards for anything in this game. There's nothing rewarding about this game. The friendships we make, this is what's rewarding about this game.
Whenever we have people on, we ask them later on, we have love it or hate it. Everyone always says community. That's why we say you're not allowed to say community anymore, because literally everybody says community. It's really the only reason why we play this game. But yeah, so I mean it'll be interesting to see how that goes and whatnot. So we'll see.
I do like the idea of doing a little like cheeky tournament bracket thing though. That'd be really fun.
Oh, we'll do it. We'll do it for sure. We'll have an OG podcast one.
I love it.
Brackets
I love
for sure.
it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
it'd be good. So,
it's a very fun game. No one in this chat is playing a game they don't find fun.
And if
56, like we all love we all love this game. You're not passionate about something you don't love. Ask any dead
100%. What else is coming out that you guys are looking forward to? I know for me, I'm looking forward to Ebony Maw whenever he comes to fruition, which I guess it'll be in a month, at the end of the month.
I'm looking forward to this mercenary change with Taskmaster.
Oh yeah, that's coming up. Taskmaster's coming up. Just yet another character we will have before Ironheart actually comes to fruition. So,
dude, Ironheart is
never getting Ironheart. Ironheart Beast, dude, they just can't. She hard counters. I'll just end it. It's a quick thought. She hard counters Red Skull. They're not going to be like, haha, wait. We have to hold this back. So Red
do you
Skull
think they're going to do like? Do you think they're going to roll out another like pay wave of Red Skull offers X amount of times, and then they'll do Ironheart?
100%.
Like once they finally throw out a Red Skull offer, and they're like, all right, sales are down, let's throw out the Ironheart.
I'd be willing to bet an Ironheart offer that we're going to get 2 more Red Skull offers before she's released.
She's in the game. It's like. I honestly would just I'm fine with pushing back Ironheart. Fine, whatever it is. Just revert the the War Machine and Vision changes. Like that is the most that makes the Power Armor team like unusable. It's really frustrating. I wish they would just revert that for the time being. It's like just change the speed back to what it was. It's fine. I understand that this is where you're going to go with the team, but don't tease us and then say they're not going to release make these changes, then release Ironheart 9 months later, because it's already been 3 months since she was teased.
Don't change War Machine's kit and leave it there going too fast.
That's the Fox Next way, baby.
Fox Next way. So we're all getting Fox Next. Tony, what are you looking forward to? Anything?
Just I have a tiny little hope. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but I hope that Ebony Maw fucks up the arena shard for anyone who doesn't have Ebony Maw. Like, I hope that when you get the Black Order, no, like seriously, I want the old days back. I want you got the new legendary? Congrats, you're on top of the arena until someone else gets them or shows they can figure out how to beat the team. So I want Ebony Maw to be like, I want the top of my arena shard to be progressively 5, 6, and 7 star Black Order teams. And that's it.
Yeah, that's 100% the reason why I'm investing in Black Order as much as I am. I already have Proxima Midnight at tier 14. I have Thanos up next for tier 14. I have Corvus Glaive probably at reset will be at tier 13. So I'm pushing hard. So we'll see what happens with that, because I'm also in one of those big boy arena shards. We've said it many times, but I have Fate's Fury is my number 2, and he's permanently parked at number 2 in arena shard in my arena. So it's great. I have the top 10 people in the game in my arena. It's great.
Get wrecked.
So somehow I stay in the top 20.
Get wrecked, dude.
Get good,
it's all
Charlie.
your fault.
Come on, man.
Wail less.
I know. Wail harder, bro.
Wail less.
Learn how to play.
I have wailed less. I've wailed. That's why I'm pushing in Blitz, because I refuse to buy the character offers. That's the if I didn't want to Blitz so much, actually, if I was still working and making DIT money, I would probably buy more offers than I do now, which is 0 unless I have pull a 4 or 5 red star out the gate. But like, I refuse to buy the offers. That's why I'm blitzing so much, because I was like, well, I'm not going to buy the offers. How else am I going to build the team?
No, that's fair. I've been doing that for months. Like I don't want to give them money. Don't get me wrong. I'm buying Taskmaster. Like I've confirmed to myself I'm buying him because I like Taskmaster. Like that's it. Like I just like him as a character. He's going to be a $24.99 offer, whatever. I'll probably get him to 5-star relatively easily. Also, Mercury work, duh. So like I want to make sure I have that. But in general, I just don't buy characters anymore. Like I didn't buy any of the Inhumans, and they're all 4-star. I didn't.
I did the same.
Blitzing is a great way to just progress them up, but I just don't feel like those offers are beneficial anymore to my roster. And because I spent so much money earlier, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Like I'm sitting at a 6 million roster, and I've spent less than $50 over the last 3 months. That's ignoring fix MSF. Right.
So it's just like I will say the offers that I have purchased have been the offers I want to see more in the game, like the $1.99 like character shards.
So good.
Like the Ghost Rider character shards. That was definitely a mistake because it said Human Torch instead.
I'll take it.
Those are the offers that I bought because that's just like, hey, I want more of these. Give us more of these. We haven't gone to Starbucks in forever because of quarantine. So it's like the money I was, the $5 coffee I was buying every day. I'll just put that towards something that like, hey, this is what I want more.
Straight up, bring back Goldgate 2019, baby. That's all I'm saying.
Give us.
That was the best time, dude.
500K.
So much gold,
so much
fun. Everybody was popping off, and look at my 3 mil drop I got. And then now it's like everybody's like back to remember the good old days when Fox Next,
cold chills,
fucked up and accidentally pushed out this insane gold offer that only the mightiest of Krakens accomplished or achieved to buy within the window of opportunity.
Just the quickest of fingers. That's all. Quickest. It was gone in like 3 seconds.
Had to give us like how many orbs was it? It was like 50 or 60 orbs for $30 essentially. Like I can't even remember, dude. It was so many.
Yeah. It was a lot.
I think
I ended up getting like at the end it was like 20 or 30 mil out of all of them, which was so worth the $30 that I spent in total. Like so worth it.
Yeah.
Well, they just had an offer. I think this past weekend, or I think it was yesterday, maybe, where it was like $1.99 for 6 gold orbs. It's actually not terrible. So I think that's decent. So it's not great, but also it's like it's not the worst. It's like it's better than they do for like the 900 gold 900 power cores for a chance at 6 orbs, which is dog shit. But the RNG and whatever. So anyway, moving on to love it or hate it, where we talk about one thing we love about the game, one thing we hate about the game. Since we always talk about what we love and hate about the game, we ask our guests what they love and hate about the game. So Tony, what do you love about the game right now?
The characters. One thing I do love about the game still is they keep putting out independent characters and teams that are fun. Even though I could talk garbage on Karnak all day, the characters are still fun. They do a very good job of developing individual characters. So I always look forward to that. I have a problem with like war defense teams, but even then they're developed well for war defense. So I like that.
No, I'm with you.
And then hate.
Yeah.
I would go an entire month. I would go an entire patch of not shit talking Fox Next if they release a patch that doesn't break
100%
the game.
Yeah.
The day too. Like if something breaks in the middle, I'll be like, that's fine. If the patch doesn't immediately, like within 24 hours, break some major part of the game, I'll be like, nope, no bad talk about them. Good job, guys. You did it. It took you 2 years since Seismic left. Since Seismic left, you haven't released a single patch. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we'll see. I normally don't check chat when we're recording, but I just noticed someone asked me when the best of video for MSF stream is going out. I'm almost done it. It's a lot of footage to go through. I just got Shanksy's video, which is what I was waiting on. So I got his this morning. So I'll probably work on that today, tomorrow. and hopefully have it out by the middle of next week. It's a lot of footage to go through. It's 24 hours worth of streaming to go through.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of time.
It's a lot of stuff to go through. But I'll post the or actually I sent Remen the meme video so he can post that out if he wants to, his little teaser, which is I think is
perfect.
It's great. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I'm going to try to find spots to do more of that. So,
hey, remember when Remen punched himself in the balls because he thought he had a ferret in his?
No, he slapped.
Thwack.
I was actually requested the other day, Tony, to replay your clip on stream of you telling the story. Yeah.
Oh, when I explained it.
That was really great. Thanks for that. I played that on stream for people who didn't see it.
Yeah. That's fantastic. What did you guys pull for Red Stars this week?
For the first time in Ashley Pastrami's career in MSF, I am hoarding.
Oh boy,
my orbs. I never do this. I'm at 28 Red Star orbs, 7 premium orbs, and 35 milestone orbs. This never happens for me. I never do this. I'm very impatient. I have a weird thing about seeing all the 70 orbs in my orbs thing. Never do.
You think that's a lot?
For me, it's so much. It's astronomical. How much that
I am
for
up
me. Are you
to?
kidding me?
I know we're on Red Stars, but I'm up to 402 milestone orbs that I have saved up.
Do we know when Symbiote Spider-Man is going to milestone orbs?
We don't. It's not confirmed. Where people are just assuming, but a lot of people have told me in my chat that he's probably not going to because he was only 100 shard unlock as opposed to 180. Was it 185? I think.
CM's also.
Was she?
Oh, you meant Coulson's 180.
180.
But CM is 100.
Excuse me. So he won't be.
Don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't. It's easy to assume he will be, as he's clearly the milestone character. Like we have one more milestone event for him, and that's going to be probably about halfway. Wait. May 13th is the end of this series, and then probably June 13th or so would be the start of the next one. That'll be your last chance, and then we don't know. What I hope they do is they put him on a farm node early so that no one has to work on anything but Symbiote Spider-Man for the rest of the game. You could just start farming him, you can get him, and then none of the other characters matter. What raid are you doing? Doesn't matter. You have Symbiote Spider-Man.
Blitzing, who cares? Symbiote Spider-Man.
He's so good,
you have Symbiote Spider-Man. Just put him and then everyone else.
I'm at 5 Red Star, only at 4-star unlock though, so I'm waiting to get that. I'm at 76 out of 130.
So for Red Stars, I bought a 5 Red Star Black Bolt upgrade, which was I'm pretty happy about that.
Fantastic.
And then I'm sitting on 37 right now. So I don't know. I was going to do an orb opening yesterday, but I just didn't do it. So I don't know when I'm going to open
guess I'm going to wait for Cole Obsidian to open those
you should.
Red Star orbs.
Absolutely, you should.
I usually don't. It's funny because since I have a smaller roster and things that kind of like leveled things, I usually open
Dom has all the luck with Red Stars. He has all the luck with it.
But I actually like opening up the orbs before a new character comes out so I can get him for the characters I currently want. Like it's one less character to have in the mix. But I'm actually feeling okay right now. So I'm gonna wait for Cole.
Yeah, you absolutely should, because he's not going to be buyable in the Elite store with credits until he becomes farmable. So and who knows when it'll happen? Maybe in a year. We don't know. Yeah. So you absolutely should buy him. Or hold off until then.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't let you go at least up to 5 is kind of.
I'm okay with the 4 because 4 is kind of like the new 5 of yesteryear. So I feel like that's kind of like a good basic, or even 3, because 3 technically is what 4, and they used to base everything off of 4 Red Stars before. So I'm all for it either way. So how many times can I say 4 in one sentence? Be good.
4 times.
5.
4 more times. Okay, great.
Tony, what'd you get for Red Stars?
I literally, as you were talking, just bought a 5 Red Star. He went to 90. He went to 97K.
Mine will not show up in the goddamn store.
Did you save any?
That's because you want
exactly. So I've been trying to get skill gear forever for Corvus Glaive. I have not had any skill gear with the exception of like the ones that are like the one time that you can buy for like 17K gold or whatever. I have not had any skill gear pop up in the store in 2 weeks. It's been real frustrating. It's been
buy other gear.
That's what I've been doing.
No, seriously, buy other gear. It'll immediately like refresh whatever system is telling you. Like, so let me say something weird. So people who watch my stream know that I had Sinister ready to go gear tier 14 forever. Like, he just always, and I never clicked the button. They're like, why aren't you clicking the button? I'm like, I don't know if I want to bring him up into Dark Dimension yet, which I did because Sinister, but I didn't know. And then the entire time that he was there, I was getting flush with so much mutant gear.
Interesting.
Because I think the game recognized, like, oh, you don't need it. This guy's like, you're not even upgrading this guy. What do you need it? And then it was going in. And now all my mutants are gear tier 14. Not all of them. All the ones I clearly am working on now. Every orb I open, every store, every time, that mutant gear, the what are the mutant gyms? I think the weird ones with whatever they're called. Those like every time, like, I can't even like log into the game now without seeing that item. I'm like, cool, thank you.
I mean, that's a good way of doing it. Is like, just don't take out the people you want to, don't level them up to keep them parked there. And if you want more of it, and you're good to go. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that with any bio gear. I'll hold off because I'm 2 items away from Yo-Yo tier 14, so I'm hoping I'll just leave her there because I need stuff for Cull Obsidian for bio, or Symbiote Spider-Man. So we'll go with that. Wouldn't be not a bad idea. So, so are you hoarding Red Star orbs as well, Tony, for Cull, or you just opening whenever? No. I don't have good luck in this game, so I don't.
Welcome
I'm
to
not
the
going to
club.
assume.
Or we were in a club together then.
Yeah, the Crondo Club of shitty luck in MSF. I'm hoarding orbs for Cull Obsidian as well. So I'm just chilling. I think I have like 32 orbs or something like that. So hopefully he'll be purchasable next week, or he'll go into the Red Star orb next week or the week after. We'll see. So typically it's the week before he becomes available in a Blitz. So if he's going to be, I'm assuming maybe Tuesday he'll go into the Red Star orbs. Who knows? We'll see.
When's the
patch? I think was they normally do it Tuesday, right? That's when they do it.
Yeah, they've been sticking to this thing where the patch goes live, and then one of the marquee characters for the patch, like, is immediately available for sale. So it stands to reason that when the patch goes live, we're going to see. So wait, is it 3-character patch?
Yeah, it'd be Taskmaster, Cull.
It's Taskmaster, who's the campaign. Cull, Ebony. And if next week is the patch, then Taskmaster is going to be the first offer, because the campaign will be like 7 days later. Then, because next week is also going to be the Taskmaster,
we didn't talk about Taskmaster either, did we?
No, we didn't. We just talked about like his kit reveal. We can talk about that in a second. So yeah. But yeah, we'll do that after Red Star. So all right, which is right now. So
yeah.
Let's talk about Taskmaster. What do you guys think?
I don't care. Cool.
He dope.
I'm sure he's cool. I mean, for me, I don't really care right now.
He's a war defense character, whatever.
Somebody said something in Bremen's stream the other day about how somebody should, I'm going to say this, and Tony, you're going to have the same feeling that I do about, that they can't put a patch out, but maybe they could try to do a like replay system where like you in the wars where like you could watch the actual fight, like a replay of the fight, so you could see your war defense team actually do its job.
That'd be cool.
It would be very cool. However,
like I hear you. You know what I would like? Let's start small, right? Like with Chrono, let's do this a little bit smaller. Can I please look at the fights I had up until the next war starts?
Yeah.
Because I want to go back and see not only what worked, but I want to go back. Like, I don't have the time within that 24-hour period to go through every single room and see like, hey, this guy used this against like this and this guy, and take notes
of your defense.
No, everyone's like, we can do it in the war. Why can't I do it after the war? Why can't I look at?
But like,
why is it the second the war ends, all of the relevant information is gone?
Post-war summary, like literally a list of all the fights that happen in each room. Yeah, for sure. That should not be hard.
I don't know. That's kind of I gotta agree. That's kind of janky. But yeah,
no, that's fair.
Wouldn't be the first time that I felt that something that they did was a little janky, but
janky, you say?
Janky, yeah. I'm with Tony. Like, dude, I'd love to see them like roll out a patch that doesn't fuck things up somehow, one way or another. I mean, it's literally like every time. Which I feel like we as a player base have become okay with it, because usually those fuck ups come with some form of compensation. So more often than not, we kind of like anticipate that we're just going to get free stuff when a patch comes out, because inherently that they're going to mess things up.
That's interesting.
But But I feel like
Nope.
we haven't been getting
You're
that
not.
much more compensation lately. I feel like they've weaned us off.
Came in the game
they've
like a little bit over a year ago. I remember when I first started up, I was getting all this cool stuff because of compensation. I was
they
like,
stopped that a
"Yo,
long time ago.
this shit is lit," and then that just stopped.
Yeah, they stopped that. I think they like made a Reddit post where Cerebro was like, I know it's not his words, but like it's the higher ups. He said that it's like there's not going to be as much compensation. We're just going to send you in-game mail that says sorry, and that's it. So
yeah,
which I don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all either. That's like the.
Speaking of future
yeah,
revolution,
right, exactly.
Man, it's almost as if there's no competition, and when there's competition, they're not going to be able to be a dog shit company anymore.
Yeah.
True.
One can hope.
Nate, how many other Star Wars mobile games are there right now?
There's only one because Force Arena.
None, because EA has
Force Arena got
exclusivity
shut down.
Yeah, EA's exactly. So they get to be Capital Games gets to be a shitty company. Like, they're like, what are you going to do? Not play a Star Wars game on your phone? Go ahead, nerds. That's what they're saying. Like, Fox Next is going to be sitting there like, aha, yes, we are the only good Marvel game. Because there's a couple of other ones right now. Contest of Champions is dead in the same way that it's not like unplayed. No, I'm not saying dead like no one's playing it. I'm saying it's not broke. Dead games aren't games that no one plays.
But Contest still rakes in more than any other game out there.
So does Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is a dead game. No, who's new in Galaxy of Heroes?
I will definitely agree with you.
Like,
Galaxy. Okay, I'll agree with you on that. But like, as somebody that like actively plays Contest, I feel as though the game in its current state is at possibly the best it's ever been because of the fact that they have. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I just I say dead game and people hear something else. Dead doesn't mean no one's playing it. Like Fallout 76 is a dead game. It still has a ton of players, but no one is like, ooh, what's this new toy? You know what I mean? Like World of Warcraft is not a dead game because no matter what, someo's going to knock on your door and be like, yo, new expansion. You're like, all right, fine, I guess. Contest would be a daunting game to get into, like, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a new expansion coming out for a while too. I just saw that. I was like, my goodness,
the Shadowlands?
Going with that game.
And people that play it are not happy about it. But anyway, that's
because it's taking the level cap down from like.
We'll talk offline about that.
They're taking the level cap for what 120 down to 60 again. It's crazy. So
they're doing a stat squish, but they're doing it forever. So. Basically, real quick, because we're talking about WoW now, apparently, you're instead of being at 120, your 120 is going to be 50.
Wow.
Like you're now level 50, and everything up to that point is going to scale accordingly. So your 1 to 10 is going to be the beginner player experience, and then you get to choose what your 20 through 50 is going to be. You can do a little bit of questing in every area. You can go directly into Northrend and quest in there because all of it, the leveling scales. So whatever it is, once you hit level 50, which is the new top, you can enter the Shadowlands, and that's the last stage of it.
Yeah, it might actually get me to come back.
They've kind of just reworked.
I played WoW Classic for a bit, so I might give it a go. It looked kind of cool. So I don't know, but that's just me from an outside perspective because I don't know anything else about WoW outside of WoW Classic, but I haven't played since. I think I stopped playing WoW when the Ice King came out.
Ice Crown.
Way back when, Ice Crown, when they had flying mounts. So I was like, I got a flying mounts, and I was like, okay, cool. I haven't played it since then. So anyway, so I would be super new for that.
Taskmaster. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. we all have ADD bad here on the OG podcast.
Yeah, I was hitting the head. So
Taskmaster has a kit.
He's a character.
War defense, so you'll never see him play. It's great.
Yeah, right.
Can't wait.
I think he works outside of war defense. I think like him and the Mercs are going to be fine, but it's hard to speculate without seeing the Merc rework.
I mean, the Merc rework is definitely what's going to debate whether or not I push for him in the campaign. I'll probably take him to 4-star anyway, or try to get him to at least 4-star, maybe 5, because I'm just under the assumption that any new character that's being released is going to be needed somewhere down the road for a legendary character. So I'm just trying to go for 5-star. It's essentially just what I'm trying to go with without paying money for it if I can. So we'll see. But yeah,
you guys gonna get is it question time? I got some questions here.
It's getting close. What do you got? So Tony, what do you have for team or war advice for everyone watching?
Yes.
Or listening?
Oh God.
Or just advice.
You guys are all aware that the fact that Spider-Verse is Hydra, right?
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately, and it's fantastic.
What's the range that you guys would say
on that team?
With Green Goblin, like taking out Spider-Man, putting in Green Goblin. I've punched
Whoa.
up.
Taking out Peter Parker Spider-Man to put in Green Goblin. Interesting.
Yeah, because he rips off the buffs every time. Every one of them takes a turn, they rip off.
Great.
You can do that.
Great to know.
So they're just like, "What's up, Dead? He's
so
back."
You take out Spider-Man and you put in Green Goblin.
Love it.
That's
Love
it.
Yeah, he's up. Yeah, he doesn't heal himself, but he's tanky as all hell. So like, okay. And if he's the one taking the hits, great.
Dang.
Yeah.
I love that.
I take I keep Sinister Six on defense, but I put Yondu instead because he essentially does the same time, but not when everybody goes. But like he'll steal buffs and he also clear buffs and he'll summon as well. So I mean that's just what I've done. But I've always punched down or across. But I'll try the Green Goblin on this next one.
You said you punched up 130k on that team.
Yeah, 230 to 360.
Wow. My Spider-Verse team is like 350.
I'm definitely gonna try that out.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give that a go as well.
No, the best punch up ever was 200k X-Men into 440k Coulson.
That's nutty.
Direct quote from Whopperjaw. You played the fuck out of that match. I'm like, I didn't know what happened. Cyclops cars go fast. I don't know where to boot my hands.
Who did you pull Sinister Six from defense, or you put somebody else in their place?
No, I used the three okay, so for a long time I didn't use Rhino in the Sinister Six. I put him on the Brawlers team so you couldn't Brotherhood the Brawlers. Because you'd be like, blind them, and then Rhino would be like, what? And then dead. So that was for a long time I did that. Now I use those characters, but instead of Green Goblin, I just put I think it was Cable, because he has nothing to do anywhere. So I just have Cable on that. Cable is like the world's greatest sojourner. Like, he just shows up on every random team. Like, I can turn rewind. Yeah. You're not gonna.
Yeah, I can. In theory.
Yeah, I need to work on my Cable. He's sitting at like 10k for me. So.
All right. So I got a war question for you guys. All right. I need some team, or I need a team or some teams to squash the Marauders. Okay. Like, I just don't. Defenders.
Yeah, 100%.
I've tried punch up with defenders, dude. I've done 50k to 100k punch downs with defenders and have lost.
Don't lead with the don't do the standard defenders Daredevil counter throw. It's irrelevant. Just start chaining and strike. Okay. And one of the reasons why it's so good is because which defender is Sinister going to clone that's going to scare you? You know what I mean? Like, who's he going to take that
Jessica
you're like,
Jones, really? That's about it for the extra energy.
Yeah, Jessica Jones is the terrifying one for the energy. Yeah. But you can kill you save it specifically to get Sinister down. Once Sinister's down, the other guys can't really hurt him. That's not, again, tier 4s matter. Like, if that's like a 500 or 400k Marauders team. Oh, I just did a video. It's not out yet, but I guess I'll tell you now. So when you see a Marauders team on defense and it shows you a power, that power is lying to you because it doesn't factor in the 50% health that they get from Sinister's passive on war defense. It goes from 20% health to extra 30. So yeah, with tier 4s. So like when you see it, if it says 200k, that team's like 230k. They have a lot more health. And because of how medbay works, that health is actually more than 50%. It's like 70%. So that team is incredibly tanky. So if you ever wonder, like, why can't I punch up that much? It's because you're not actually punching up that much. You're punching up higher than it looks. Just very weird little interaction with how he works.
All right, good to know. Maybe that's why I always have an issue with them. I've tried a myriad of defenses. I'll use defenders in a worst case scenario if it's like 130k punch down. I've had some very close calls because there's a lot of because I've been essentially finding all of the Marauders we've been facing are all like have at least a tier 14 Sinister who's all maxed out, had like 100k, and then he's and then everybody else is like, tier 11 or whatever, tier 13, but they're all like 300, if not more K out the gate. And we're just like, it's real hard to beat. So I personally haven't found one that works well. I've been watching and seeing what everyone else clears them with. It's either Fantastic Four or, I'll try defenders again, but I've not had luck with defenders.
Try Supernatural.
Supernatural are dog shit. So I will try.
Then. Oh, then don't try them.
Mine are 180k.
Mine are
I think mine are higher than yours.
Mine are like 250k in the war, I think.
You should try it. Try more.
I'm going to.
Yeah, the idea is you want to focus fire Sinister as much as can, but you want to the Strife taunt is annoying as fuck. So if you can get past it, you'll be okay. But yeah,
Melissa said something really funny.
if you have a Marauders, just Marauders, they're Marauders.
Yeah. Clone their cloner.
Yeah, that's it. Because they'll clone a Strife, which is hilarious because Strife is useless. And you'll clone another, and then you'll clone either a Strife, and then you'll just be constantly cloning Strifes. Or, basically, it's the reverse coin flip. If their Strife goes first and taunts, you rip the taunt off their Strife. Your Strife now has taunt, and then you get to clone Sabretooth, and then you have two Sabretooths who immediately attack anything the second it happens, because that's how Sabretooth works. So that's another option if you have a Marauders team.
Chrono's got a 5 red star Strife, so I think you should build him up, even though he starts to become real annoying at 5 red stars. So I would try to work on that a little bit.
Chrono, he's on the list after Yo-Yo.
Yeah. But I mean, because a Strife at 3 or 4, he's like, okay. But then once you get him up there, then he starts to get real annoying. You can't get through the taunts, and then he starts to get a higher health pool. It's just real frustrating. So I've fought a couple of teams where it's 7 red star Strife, and I can't get through it. It's insane. It's impossible to get through that taunt.
What if it was a 7 red star Colossus? Same team though.
Oh my god!
Wouldn't that be harder?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he's not even the best 7 red star tank on his team. Oof. I hate Strife so much.
All right. Then what do you have for a favorite character right now in the game, Tony?
Oh.
Do you have a favorite character?
I don't. It's got it feels like a shitty answer, but it's Black Gold. Every time he coughs, something dies.
People say hello.
No, it was not my favorite character. She's fun. But
not saying the last few of them have
Graviton is fun.
Graviton's fun.
Graviton, okay.
Graviton's fun, but come on, Black Bolt. I got a 6th star on Black Bolt, and he started soloing fights. You know what I mean? He's dead. In U7, it didn't matter.
Or you fight those Mystique ones, and they start fighting your team, which is great. It's my favorite. I stopped.
Yeah, the best ever is when a Mystique targets somebody. It's always Black Bolt, and he's always like, "Get out! I don't approve of you.
You're off the team. You are the weakest link. Goodbye."
Nice. He'll hit Scientist Supreme. What's the highest your Black Bolt has ever hit?
260k on a basic. On a basic, nice
against
my team. Against it was a Mystique hits, just destroys Scientist Supreme.
I gotta be honest.
One Rezer.
I haven't actually used my Black Bolt in the raid yet because I'm still using oh my god, I can't think of a good team name for it, but it's basically it's basically Shuri, Ultron, Scientist Supreme, Magneto, and Symbiote Spider-Man, and I clear all the way through the middle lane with that team. It's super good. Yeah. Okay. But I don't have Yo-Yo yet. I mean, my Yo-Yo's level 50 gear, whatever, 9. So she's next on my list, and then I'm gonna try that team out.
First thing to do is T4 her basic, and then later on you can T4 her passive. The passive just helps her survive a little bit more, but basic will always call an assist from Black Bolt if he's the only other Inhuman on that team, and you'll just destroy things. Just be careful of those nodes with Mystique, because she will wreck your team, especially if there's multiples. She'll just start killing your own people, and you're like, well, that was fun. So I'm starting to pay attention to what nodes have Mystique in instead of just rolling through with just the usual U7 crowd. So, but yeah, it's fun. I would say that after getting Black Bolt the 6 red stars, he is definitely the most fun I've had in a long time playing with him on just in anything, just in Blitz, in Arena. He's someone's just someone just gets under 50% health, or with the the Invisible Woman barrier issue that's there. If you take down barrier with Black Bolt, he'll take them down, and then all of a sudden they'll cough again. They'll go from half health down to red, and then also he'll cough again and dead. That's great. That's a fun little bug in Arena that is great. So.
Him asked for a question of a team without Ultron. I do have a team that you can use in U7, coast to coast, no questions asked, coast to coast, and it doesn't have Ultron on it, and doesn't have Black Bolt. I think there's 0 legendaries on the team.
There you go.
You want to start with that one, since we're Q&A is up next?
Yeah, it's the 3 symbiotes, Scientist Supreme, and Graviton. Have fun. No one is ever dying. There will never take a turn. Everyone will always be up. No one will ever be healed.
That's very interesting.
Everyone will be slowed forever. It is. I've used that team. I don't have a Scientist Supreme is gear tier 13. Every other one of those characters is gear tier 12, maybe. some red stars, kind of, and I'll just go.
So what is that?
No
That's
problem.
Carnage, Venom, Symbiote, Spider-Man, Graviton, Scientist Supreme?
Yep.
That sounds interesting.
I want to try that out.
No, it's just no. Go ahead, have fun. I wouldn't bring them in under 250 just because Graviton's super squishy. But Scientist Supreme, well, even if she puts the debuffs on your character, like at any point in time, Scientist Supreme just becomes the world's biggest heal for that team. So you just don't do it. You just basic with her because her basic still heals.
Right.
Everybody, like the symbiotes, right? And then in the emergency, you just go, everyone heal. And then there's 3 debuffs. And they're like, we'll heal again. Thanks, symbiotes. And they'll like, it's just absolutely absurd. Like, if you think Tech Wing was fast in like lining it up, wait till Carnage takes like 5 turns in a row because like his special hits an entire row of people when you set like all of them are right there. It's like, boom. Everyone goes to 10% health. And he's like, what? 900% turn meter. Okay.
That's wild. I'm gonna have to try that out. I have a 6 red star Carnage, so I'm gonna have to give that a go. I've been working on my he was the very first 6 red star I ever pulled, and the first time I actually decided to whale out on this game. I was like, I'm gonna pull 6 red star Carnage. Like, it's like, all right, so I pull. I was like, all right, cool. I guess I'll buy an offer. First time, 180 shards. Oh, I'll buy another offer, 180 shards. I'm like, okay, I guess I now have a 7 red star. It's a 7 yellow star, 6 red star Carnage. This is great. And then he sucked for a long time until Symbiote Spider-Man came out. So
I bought my 6 red star upgrade on him. I went from 5 to 6. I was like, no question, no doubt, done immediately. This guy's great right now.
I'm hoping they fill out the rest of the symbiote team because that'd be great. Because Miles and Spider-Man don't really do it for me. So, but like I like the my Graviton's not great. He's like 40K, but my Scientist Supreme is like 75K. So maybe I'll add Graviton to the list of things to work on for that team, just to have a backup U7 team because that would be fun. I'll try it out. So
all right, let's get these other questions.
Yeah.
Higgy, starting off, do you think they will rework premium orbs to make Yo-Yo and Min more available? For example, take out tunes that are not real premium.
Nope.
No. I did a video on that.
Easy?
No, absolutely not. Like they can't. Like, because that would require them to admit that it was stupid to have an orb that just kept getting bigger.
Right.
They'll probably have their own like version of a Legacy 2 orb or something like that. But no, I don't see it happening.
Sinner Viking, do you think Bullseye will get a rework or just Merc minions?
Merc minions.
Well, I think Merc villain.
I don't think Bullseye is getting reworked. I would actually, I'm willing to bet $1 that Bullseye
I'll take that bet.
does not get reworked. He might get better because of what's happening, but
I'll take that bet.
I agree. I don't think it wouldn't make sense because Taskmaster was I mean, at least
they're not going to rework a character everyone has at 7-star accidentally.
Accidentally,
you know, like we're not going to. They'll rework the minions because there's a chance no one invested in minions, but people might have worked on Bullseye to get through some of the early campaign. They're not going to make a perfect world, right? The Mercs become viable as far as a starting villains team. That's the perfect world. Bullseye being on that team,
True.
Well, because Merc Lieutenant you actually have to farm. Merc Soldier you have to buy from the raid store. Nobody buys him from the raid store because it's a waste of credits. And then Merc Riot Guard would be the only one that people
Blitz, right? And he's Blitz and
Merc,
he's a Blitz store orb, and he's got
Merc Riot Guard's easily the one that I think that like everybody bought because there was nothing else to buy at the time.
Yeah, and he's great with Marauders too.
Yeah, I mean Merc Riot Guard's Merc Riot Guard and Lieutenant are like not terrible units to have powered up at this point in the game. I mean, I wouldn't be G14ing them or anything like that, but they're not bad to have it like G11 or 12. The Merc Sniper, I don't know. Where does he come from? I can't even remember.
Store. Yeah, Whopper just said War Store.
He has a node too, I believe.
Could be, but I mean, most people have, at least the end game, most people have mercenaries up because of Payday. It's 7-star. So, but didn't they say they were also going to give us an upgrade for Payday at some point, or I was just dreaming about that?
You're dreaming about that.
No, it's not an upgrade. They said they're going to make it more frequent. That's what it was.
Okay.
Merc Snipers, War Store, and Nexus 4-6.
Okay, so again, that's like another. I feel like the Mercs are definitely a team that, like you were saying, most people definitely have Bullseye 7-starred, but I don't have all of the Merc people 7-starred. I think I just have Riot Guard and Lieutenant.
even for the argument, we all accept that they're the shittiest character. Like they're the shittiest 5 characters in the game are the 3 Ravagers, Merc Sniper, and Merc Soldier. Like that's the worst 5 because Nebula's not in the game. Yeah. So those are the worst 5 characters. What are they going to do? They're going to rework a character that people might have worked on a little bit for the event, or we're going to take the garbage of the bottom of the roster and make people now have to spend, not everybody, but some players now have to spend money to bring them up because they're viable, especially on war defense. That's why you keep seeing war characters, because it takes the players who don't do it.
So does this mean we're going to get a Ravager rework next?
Maybe.
It's beforehand. I'll tell you that much right now. No, 100%. It is before the hand team. The hand is needed for so much stuff. It's the same reason why Nick Fury is the next character to get the Iron Man treatment and not Star-Lord, even though Star-Lord came out first. Because Star-Lord still generates a ton of money for them. No one's buying Kree for Nick Fury anymore.
Yeah, true.
God, you guys remember that first Kree bundle they put out? That very first one?
Garbage.
Before they even changed the Kree team?
Yeah.
Whew.
Pre-order. Yeah, exactly.
Like that. I can't even remember, dude.
It was $100 for like, what was it, 30 Kree
Wars? Dude, it was like the world's worst offer.
It was easily, which is funny because it was definitely their test to see what can we get away
100%.
with. And they're like, okay, not
100%.
that.
They were like, well, actually, wait a second, guys. I don't know if this is a good one or not.
25. I'm sorry. I said 30. I was more generous than they were.
Marinho USA. I'm recently new to the community, so I don't know the past in this game. Has there been a time Fox Next changed or improved something without a boycott?
Probably not. I'm trying to remember if they did anything. Well, they kind of reworked Kree.
They reworked Red Stars once, right?
Yeah. Well, they went from just an elite orb to where they are now with the promotional credits and all that sort of stuff. With the 4 Red Star or elite orb, 5 Red Star, 6 Red Star. But I think that was due to the fact that they weren't generating enough money. And they figured they have never done something where it wasn't beneficial to them financially. They've never done something like that. So it's always been like, oh, how do we squeeze more money out of people? It's never been like, hey, we needed to do this because we care about our community. They've never done that. So
for every G move, we call them, for every G move they've ever done, like the countdown orbs for the New Year's, like it's not like a zero sum, you know, like they do something good and then they'll do 16 things that you're like, or worse. So, but no, in general, they tend to treat themselves like they're like 5-year-olds. They'll do whatever they can get away with until they're reprimanded. And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like the Kree rework wasn't to help us. The Kree rework was because the whales were like, why do we have to work on these garbage characters to get a good character? And they're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. The masters of the money. We have to, okay, here's the Kree rework. They're good now, right?
Yeah, they're decent. They're not terrible, but they're not like what they used to be. Oh my goodness. So people will never know. Yeah. They're like, oh, Kree, they're decent. They have good
I remember trying to get Nick Fury with the OG Kree team. The worst, dude. I could barely even get the 5-star version of him, and my team was like legit at the time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Neo asked a question, but I think I don't know if it was completed or not. Do you think MSF, like the Hyperdrive bundle in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, do you think MSF will do something like the Hyperdrive bundle again?
Yeah, I think that's what he meant to say. Yeah, and I guess like the Hyperdrive bundle was basically like a $100 bundle that's like a huge catch-up mechanic. Is what somebody else in the chat had said.
Yeah, interesting.
So
I mean, probably. I mean, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't do it, but I kind of wish they would do. I mean, I've talked about it before where they have like some catch-up mechanics for new and returning players, like Future Fight does. So it's just like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff that you've missed. Here's a recap of everything.
But like, what could they even give you at the beginning of the game that would make it like a catch-up? Like that's the thing that I don't get. Well, like, you think they would give you like a bundle of premiums and reds and golds, or maybe, like would it be?
They're doing
the Hyperdrive bundle is literally like 50 or 60 characters at 5-star.
Yeah.
No, like 5-star and enough gear to like invest in them all. It's $100 to build like 5 or 6 teams.
So in that like case, then I would say that if they did do something like that, well, I don't think they would, but it would only be like characters you could get through the campaign. I straight up maybe Bliss Store or something like that, but they would. There's no way in hell, they would give you characters you can get from premiums only, or I
agree.
I just don't see it happening. They're still getting too much money.
Yeah.
What they can do is they can offer, what I wanted to see is a new player offer $50 a 3-star defenders team.
That would be good.
Just $50 a 3-star defenders team. This way you can either work on the defender. I don't like the defenders, it's well known, but they're still a fine team. And I'll tell you, if I'm starting this game and the option is $50 for a 3-star defenders team, and that's like 3-star and enough like gold and stuff to bring them up to reasonable, like maybe gear tier 7 or something, because then you don't have to feel like you're working on the team you're progressing. You just have to feel like you're working on whatever you want to, whether it be the Guardians or AIM or any crazy thing you want to do. $50 to start with a 3-star defenders team would definitely help you throughout everything you want. Also, for Block Party, it'll help you do the first 3 nodes of Block Party immediately, which is relevant because then you could choose, well, I'm going to invest more in the defenders or not. But I think that's pretty much they're
saying the Hyperdrive bundle also puts you up at level 70. So that's a pretty big jump, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
Higgy asked, what is
real quick
state?
Though, Tony, have you seen the new character shard offers that they're giving for new counts? That's like $30 for 150 character shards. So
oh yeah, but you can buy it 6 times. That's the most important part.
Well,
I see that on my free to play all the time. It's like, hey, do you want 150 Drax shards for $30? I'm like, very much so, but I'm not doing it because it's a free to play account. Yes, I would like to spend a total of $90 and unlock Star Wars immediately on First Pass without a 6-star Star Wars. Thank you.
That's wild. That's actually pretty wild. I didn't even know that existed.
Mm-hmm.
What is the state of the fixed MS movement? Higgy asked. Does anybody know?
It's currently doing nothing, as far as I know.
Dead in the water.
No, it's
I'd say dead in the water. It's just not doing anything right now.
Oh,
there's nothing. Nothing has happened that's egregious as far as I can tell. So like we're still in communications with everybody. Like the biggest issue was like it was a 3-month period of time in which the game did nothing but decline. New characters came out that declined. Nothing was positive. Now there are things that are bad, but surprise, there's always been things that are bad in Marvel Strike Force because it's run by a dog shit company. Like that, there's nothing you can do about that. However, it hasn't been so horrendous. Like, we want to be mad about stuff, and I'm widely regarded as one of the person who's the first to criticize them, and I accept that. But I'm not mad that Chaos Theory, they changed it and they changed it back. They didn't change it. I'm mad that it sucks. And now I'm just looking for other reasons to be mad that it sucks. I'm mad that Ebony Maw, requires a legendary character. But I'm double mad that Yo-Yo is in premiums because I don't want to farm Karnak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not doing anything particularly wrong. They're just shitty business practice Foxnex. And I've had to accept that for this long. So as long as it's not actively causing problems and causing people to quit the game, then it's fine. We'll find out PvP rating.
Hamdeezus, as someone who was free to play from starting a year ago to being willing to spend money a few months ago, what's my best option for spending money on? It's a very interesting question.
I would say do they ever roll out those calendar things anymore where you can like get gold every day for a specific amount of time, or like energy for a specific amount of time? Those are good bundles to buy, in my opinion.
They're usually not.
Or wait for. I mean, if you're tight on cash, like wait for days like today where they roll out special sales, like for Sunday only or during the holidays. Usually they have really great bundles. I mean, are there any things coming up like Memorial Day? They might do a sale. You never know. I mean, a lot of the game.
Today
is a sale. They're doing stuff. They have 6 gold orbs for $1.99, so you get 12 for you get 3 for $1.99, so you get 6 for $4. That's a sale that's going. And sometimes they'll do, like you said, they'll have like special character promotions for 50 shards for $1.99. Those are decent. Actually, there's, depending on who they are, they're really good. Like the Drax shards, if you have Drax already maxed out, not so great. But if you like, they had one that was a couple weeks ago that was like $10 for 100 Legacy 1 orbs, which was fantastic because just the gear alone was something like $7 million gold worth of purple gear that you didn't have to buy from the store. Like, that was fantastic. I bought that and I had every character maxed out just for the gear and all the orbs that you have in there. So stuff like that. I mean, the best thing is like, If you don't know if it's a good offer, you can either check Facebook, check Reddit. I don't recommend checking Reddit because everyone's toxic as fuck over there. But definitely like checking some Discords. You can join our Discord if you want to take a listen. Ask questions. We'll tell you whether we think it's good or not. You can check Tony's Discord. Ours is exclamation Discord in the chat. We'll get you our Discord. You should, you can check out that kind of stuff. We'll be frank and honest. We'll be like, no, this is shitty, blah, blah, blah. You're more than welcome just to come and be a part and ask things in there. And we'll be, a lot of the content creators are in there too. Full Metal's in there, Remen's in there. Tony, I'll invite you if you want one more Discord to hang out in. Kind of
one more.
Yeah. But yeah, what else we got down?
That was all the questions.
That was all the questions. Anybody else have any other questions they want to ask? So, Mobile Gamer does an offer review. I mean, that's a pretty good. I don't watch his content, but I will have to take a look at it. So we'll see what happens.
Why?
It's easy to do an offer review. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
He said that.
What? Nothing. What did I miss?
Anyways, nothing.
Oh. Anyway, all right. I guess that's it. Tony, where can people find you? Just Tony Scungili. Oh God, I totally just
/ Tony Scungili. Literally
okay,
everywhere.
Great. I'll make sure.
Look, Charlie's freaking out right now because he hasn't blitzed in an hour and 41.
I've been blitzing this entire time, dude.
Of
Are you
course
kidding me?
you have.
I'm at
Of course you have.
37.5 million right now. So that's what I'm at right now. So I'm trying to get to 40 by the end of this. You kidding me? I'm just trying to figure out whether or not I want to use my Inhuman team against a Fantastic Four, a Kree with Captain Marvel, or a Brotherhood team. None of them sound fun, so I'm going to probably switch to different.
Why are you making choices? Just go, auto, lose, whatever.
I should at this point. Well, I'm at the point where I'm using charges.
Life is fleeting. There's no time to decide on blitz fights.
You're not wrong. There is no time to decide on blitz fights. You're absolutely correct. So anyway, I'll make sure to put all the links in the description below for Tony's YouTube channel, Twitch, Discord, all that fun stuff. So please make sure you check him out. You can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our Twitter is overachieversp. Our website is beingoverachiever.com, where you can get this episode and every episode where we talk about Marvel Strike Force, video games, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff that we like having discussions on. So we're going to stick around a little bit after we're done the live stream to talk, or after we're done recording the podcast to talk on the live stream. Blitzbrain, sorry.
You're doing great, buddy.
But you can also make sure you follow us on Twitch too. So holy shit, I need more coffee is what it is. You can follow.
No, I don't think you need more coffee. I think you need sleep.
I probably need sleep. You're absolutely correct. I'm quite sleep deprived lately. You can follow us on Twitch and hit the notification bell and whatnot. You can be notified when we go live to do these recordings and whatnot. We also play some other games and do some other fun stuff out there too. True. So we have a good time. So anyway, Tony, thanks for being a part of the podcast. Of course, if you want to come back on, I'll let you decide if you want to hang out with, compete with Dom for who's got the best mustache. So,
and he wins. You can't have two Italians too often.
Okay, I'm just a ginger Italian. All right,
they exist.
I got no skin in the game. I'm Irish.
They're
so
my last name's Del Sesto. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My dad's from Sicily.
Anyway, thank you guys very much for being part. We'll see you guys next week when we do the next episode of MSF Insider. So we'll see you guys later. Cheers.